Picture this for a moment. You're crammed inside a tiny sack floating about in complete darkness. And you're not alone, mind you. There are 8 other siblings packed in there with you, all bobbing around like some sort of bizarre underwater supermarket display. Then, without warning, your little protective bubble bursts. And before you can even figure out which way is up, your mum forcefully shoves all 9 of you out into the absolute blackness of the deep ocean. No tender farewells. No survival guide, just a rather unceremonious boot into the void. Welcome to life as a baby shark. The instant you're out, something primal kicks in. A screaming instinct that says one thing: get away from your brothers and sisters. Now, you all scatter like an explosion underwater, tiny bodies vanishing into different corners of the darkness. Strange, isn't it? Why would you run from your own family the second you're born? Well, perhaps it's because despite being barely 5 inches long, you've already got a circular mouth absolutely packed with razor-sharp triangular teeth. Your jaws are designed for one purpose only: carving out perfect plugs of flesh from anything they touch. That's right. From the moment you enter this world, you're a fully operational flesh-removing machine. You're not some helpless baby. You're born dangerous, right then. You've got a mental checklist, and 2 things are screaming for attention. Find something to eat before you starve, and work out how this bizarre little body of yours actually functions. Food comes first, obviously, non-negotiable. But here barely longer than a human finger in an ocean filled with creatures that could swallow you whole without even noticing. This isn't going to be easy. Then something peculiar happens. As night falls in the world far above, though you've got no idea about day or night down here, you feel this strange urge to swim upward. Your body just knows something your brain hasn't figured out yet. Time for the great migration. You start ascending from the depths, joining thousands of other deep-sea creatures doing this nightly ritual. It's like rush hour, but underwater. Thousands of feet above you, nutrient-rich surface waters are waiting. As you get closer to the upper layers, massive shadows pass overhead. Creatures so enormous they block out what little light manages to filter down from above. You keep swimming, exhausted but driven by something you can't quite explain. Near the surface, you pause to catch your breath. Still hungry, still confused. And that's when something absolutely mental happens. Your body starts glowing with this eerie greenish light. Panic sets in immediately. You've lit up like some underwater Christmas decoration, basically a neon "Eat Me" sign floating in the darkness. Brilliant. You dart for cover, convinced you've just activated some sort of evolutionary suicide switch. But as you hide there, trembling, you notice something odd. The glow isn't even across your whole body. There's this dark patch on your underside, near your throat, that stays completely black against your glowing body. Even stranger, a curious little fish is swimming closer, seemingly drawn to this dark spot like a moth to well, anti-flame. You stay absolutely still, tiny heart hammering away as the fish gets closer, investigating that mysterious dark patch. The moment it's within range, bam, your circular jaws clamp down with surprising force, and with one quick twist, you've carved out a perfect plug of flesh. The injured fish shoots away, leaving you with your first proper meal, and suddenly, it clicks. The glow isn't a mistake. It's genius. Your bioluminescent body blends with the faint light coming from above, creating what's called counter-illumination camouflage. From below, you're nearly invisible, except for that strategic dark patch, which looks like a tasty little fish to anything hunting upward. You're basically a reverse anglerfish, luring prey not with light, but with darkness. Clever, that. You pull out your mental checklist. Tick off both items. Food sorted. Understanding this weird body. Getting there. Several months pass. You've grown from that tiny 5-inch baby into a slightly less tiny 8-inch juvenile. Your circular jaws have got stronger, and now that you're a bit more grown up, it's time for bigger challenges. You flip through your mental checklist. Small prey hunting, mastered. Bioluminescence control, sorted. But there's a new task waiting, and it's written in bold. Attack something ridiculously larger than yourself. You circle it with determination. During one of your nightly migrations to the surface, you notice those massive shadows again. The ones you've been seeing since birth. Tonight, one particular shadow catches your attention. A yellowfin tuna, about 6 feet long. The flesh on its body looks absolutely incredible, and those shiny scales are practically hypnotic. Your mouth waters just looking at it. You decide to follow it, keeping your distance. But how exactly do you attack something so monumentally bigger than you? You can't tackle it or wrestle it into submission. You're tiny. As you ponder this strategic challenge, something occurs to you. You don't need to lure this giant. You're so small it probably won't even notice you latching onto its massive body. You position yourself beneath the tuna and make your move, latching onto its side with your circular jaws. Your teeth sink in and then the real magic happens. Your entire body spins like a power drill, using powerful neck muscles to rotate whilst your teeth maintain their grip. The sensation is absolutely incredible. Nothing you've experienced before. Within seconds, you've carved out a perfect circular plug of tuna flesh about the size of a golf ball. You detach and dart away quickly as the massive fish thrashes in surprise. But it doesn't chase you. You're too fast, and honestly, it probably barely registered your attack as more than a pinprick. You savor your prize. So much more substantial than the tiny fish you've been surviving on. The nutritional payload is enormous compared to your usual fare. You tick off the attack something ridiculously larger task with pride. But this tuna, as massive as it seemed, is just the beginning. Those other shadows you've seen, the truly colossal ones, they're next on your list. As you're swimming back toward deeper waters, drunk on success and a belly full of premium tuna, you fail to notice the barracuda following you. It's been tracking the blood trail from your meal, and you're now on its menu. The predator lunges without warning. Its needle-like teeth miss you by inches. You drop your precious tuna chunk in panic and dart toward the darkness below. The barracuda is faster, cutting you off before you can reach the safety of the deep. In a desperate move, you activate your bioluminescence to full brightness, an underwater flash grenade. The sudden light confuses your pursuer just long enough for you to slip away into a narrow crevice in the reef below. Heart pounding, you wait as the frustrated barracuda circles above. That was close. Too bloody close. Turns out being a parasitic predator comes with its own risks. You're specialized for hit-and-run attacks, not prolonged chases. Your teeth might be impressive, but the rest of you is basically a snack-sized package for larger predators. Once the danger passes, you continue your descent, thinking about your next challenge. Those jaw muscles of yours are developing nicely. They need to be considering they're doing the work that a full body would do for most predators. Pound for pound, they're becoming some of the strongest in the ocean, capable of generating incredible force for your size. The coming weeks turn into months as you hone your skills on increasingly ambitious targets. A year passes, and you've officially graduated from tuna to the big leagues. Your checklist now includes dolphins, small whales, and even larger sharks. Each presents its own challenge. Dolphins are quick and smart, often darting away if they sense you approaching. Whales have thicker skin, requiring more muscle power to extract your cookie. But nothing beats the satisfaction of carving out a perfect plug from creatures hundreds of times your size. 2 years into your life, you're now a foot long and have become an absolute expert in the hit-and-run technique. You attack, spin, extract, and vanish before your massive victims even realize what's happened. Most don't even bother to chase you. The wound you leave, whilst perfect in its circular precision, is little more than an annoyance to creatures so large. One night, during your usual vertical migration, you encounter something strange. A massive metal object making unusual sounds in the water. It's not alive, yet it moves and hums with energy. You have no concept of what a submarine is, obviously. What you do sense are the electrical fields it generates. Similar to what living creatures produce, but much stronger. Curiosity gets the better of you, and you approach. The metal skin is unlike anything you've tried to bite before. But your instincts kick in anyway. You latch on, spin, and to your surprise, your teeth actually penetrate the rubber coating on an underwater cable trailing behind it. The engineers on board will later be absolutely baffled by the perfect cookie-cutter hole in their equipment. They'll never suspect a shark your size could be responsible. Somewhere in some classified military file, there's probably a report about this incident, with officials scratching their heads about what could possibly have done this. Over the next few years, you develop quite a reputation amongst the creatures of the deep. Whales bear your circular scars like badges. Submarines return to port with mysterious holes in their sonar equipment. You've even attacked a nuclear submarine, though the incident was classified. If they only knew the culprit was a shark smaller than a house cat, they'd never believe it. After 4 years of life, your body is reaching its full adult size. Just under 20 inches. Not exactly impressive by shark standards, is it? But it's mating season, and size isn't everything. In the darkness of the deep ocean, you detect pheromones from a female cookiecutter shark. The courtship is brief and utilitarian. No elaborate dances or romantic gestures here. Just two cookie cutters passing genetic material in the darkness before going their separate ways. You'll never meet your offspring, but they'll carry on your legacy of perfectly circular bite marks. Just the next day, you're looking for another meal, but today the ocean seems unusually empty. Hunger drives you deeper than normal, where you spot a lanternfish. Nothing impressive, but food is food, right? Your approach is flawless. Teeth sinking in, body spinning, extracting a perfect cookie-shaped chunk. Just another routine meal. As you swim away with your prize, something feels wrong. A strange tingling spreads from your mouth throughout your body. Your swimming becomes erratic as muscle spasms take hold. Your vision blurs. That lanternfish must have been carrying something. A passenger invisible to your electroreceptors, a parasite. You try to descend to safer waters, but your body no longer responds. Your bioluminescence flickers uncontrollably, like a dying light bulb, as convulsions rack your body. The legendary jaws that pierced submarine cables go slack. As darkness closes in, the final irony isn't lost on you. The perfect predator taken down by an invisible parasite hiding in the most ordinary of meals. A thin, pale worm emerges from your lifeless eye socket, waving gently in the current. The hunter of giants becomes just another link in the deep ocean's food chain. And that's the incredible, brutal, and rather sobering story of the cookiecutter shark. These little demons of the deep might be small, but they've evolved one of the most brilliant hunting strategies in the ocean. They take on prey hundreds of times their size, leave perfect circular scars as their calling card, and have even damaged military equipment. They're proof that in the ocean, size isn't everything. Sometimes it's all about having the right tools and the audacity to use them. But even the most perfectly adapted predator isn't invincible. The ocean is full of dangers, seen and unseen. Parasites, larger predators, environmental changes. Survival is never guaranteed, no matter how clever your adaptations are. If you found this journey through the life of a cookiecutter shark as fascinating as we did, smash that like button. And if you want more incredible stories from the deep ocean and the bizarre creatures that call it home, hit subscribe. The ocean is full of creatures with stories just as wild as this one, and we're only just getting started. Until next time, stay curious and remember, sometimes the smallest predators leave the biggest impressions.